of Thingol and Melian. In the soft silver hush of my dream, the mists of Cuiviénen rose before me again. Those first nights when the newborn elves stood trembling beneath the starlit dome of a world untouched by sun or moon. I felt their wonder as if it were my own heartbeat. They had only just risen from sleep, their spirits newly kindled, their eyes filled with unbroken starlight. And yet, even in that innocence, a shadow pressed upon them, for the Valar searched for them, hoping to guide and guard, while Melkor prowled the silent forests with malice already stirring in his heart. Whispers had begun, strange shapes at the edge of the dark, voices calling where no elf walked, and the unexplained vanishings that sent grief through their earliest memories. Then the powers of Arda came at last, their radiance gentle yet overwhelming. Orome stood among the waking Quendi like a pillar of dawn, and though fear fell on many, a few felt no terror, only awe, as if something long forgotten had been found again. From these few arose three who bore a natural gravity of spirit, and in my dream, I saw how they were chosen. Elwë, tall and silver-voiced, whose presence soothed even the trembling. Finwë, whose eyes burned with curiosity and a fierce love for his kindred. And Ingwë, quiet yet bright, as though starlight itself had taken a thoughtful shape. They did not seek authority. Authority sought them, drawn by the grace Ilúvatar had woven into their being. I perceived in the dream a moment seldom spoken of, a council by the waters of Cuiviénen. Orome knelt so that his great face might meet theirs, and his voice was deep, like wind moving through ancient pines. "Will you come with me?" he asked, "to behold the light of the West and know the truth of those who call you from beyond the sea? For your people fear much, not knowing friend from foe. Let your eyes see, and what you learn. Let your hearts bring back to your kin." And though many elves trembled in silence, these three, moved by a strange courage that seemed older than their waking, stepped forward. I felt their thoughts like distant stars. Elwë, longing to understand the music that had stirred his dreams. Finwë, burning to safeguard his people. Ingwë, yearning for wisdom beyond the dark woods. Thus the three were lifted upon Orome's great steed, as small as children in the shadow of a mountain, and borne like swift sparks toward Valinor. And so, when next they returned, hearts alight with the glory of the two trees, the wonder they spoke of did not come from nowhere, but from a journey that had already changed them, and through them, the fate of all their people. From them came the divisions of the elven kindreds, though at this time the rift was only a whisper, a gentle difference of heart rather than any great sundering. Among the three, Elwë Singollo shone with a nobility touched by the westering light. Yet in him there stirred another music as well, deeper and more searching. He had looked on the face of Varda, Queen of the Stars, who blessed the Eldar with her gaze. He had spoken before Manwë and Yavanna. He had walked through the gardens of Lúthien where dreams grow like soft white flowers. And there, though he did not know it, he had passed near one whose destiny would be bound to his. For in Lúthien dwelt Melian, a Maia older than the world itself. She was of the people of Yavanna in grace, yet her heart moved to rhythms more subtle and far-reaching. She learned from Urmo, Lord of Dreams, the art of weaving peace, and from Este the tender ways of healing rest. It was said in Aman that when Melian sang in the twilight gardens, even Varda would pause beneath the trees, listening as though a memory of the first music was awakening in her. Her voice had been present since the Ainur first sang before Ilúvatar. She did not shape mountains or seas, nor forge stars in the heavens, but her gift lay in quiet things, the softening of sorrow, the stirring of hope, the unseen harmony beneath all living things. If the Valar were the pillars of Arda, Melian was the gentle resonance that filled its halls. Yet even before the awakening of the Elves, Middle-earth called to her. During the long ages before the sun, while only the stars shone over the sleeping lands, Melian walked beneath their silver fires, singing songs so ancient that even the trees seemed to lean nearer to hear them. The nightingales of those wild forests gathered around her wherever she went, and their voices became her companions. Thus, Melian was not a stranger arriving from nowhere, but a quiet presence already shaping the world long before any elf took breath. She had heard the music in the beginning. She had walked in the starlit lands while Arda was still raw and untamed. Her path had always been there, running parallel to the Eldars, simply waiting for the moment when two melodies would finally meet. When the Eldar accepted Orome's call and began the great journey westward, the Teleri, Elwë's people, moved more slowly than the others. They loved the waters, the whispering trees, and the long shadows of Middle-earth. And Elwë himself, though filled with longing for Ammon, felt a strange pull within him, as though something in Middle-earth called him by name. One evening, beneath the dimming stars, he wandered alone into the deep forest that would one day be called Nan Elmoth. The shadows there were thick and old, yet beautiful, filled with a cool stillness that made the very air seem enchanted. As he walked among the tall dark trees, a faint sound reached him, like a breath, a shimmering thread of sound drifting through the wood. It was a song, not loud nor commanding, but it felt older than the mountains, soft as distant starlight. Elwë stopped, breath held, for the melody seemed to awaken memories he did not possess. Awe washed over him. The music deepened, and with it came the voices of nightingales, rising and falling like sparks of sound. Then the forest brightened, not with flame, but with presence. Elwë stepped forward, drawn as though by destiny itself, and there in a glade filled with faint silver radiance he beheld Melian. She stood alone, her dark hair flowing like the night sky, her face alight with an unearthly grace. The nightingales circled her shoulders, singing in harmony with her voice. When she opened her eyes, the glade became brighter, not with the light of the trees, but with something far gentler and more profound. Elwë could neither move nor speak. It was as though the world paused to watch their first meeting. Melian's gaze met his, calm and deep as a still pool. She did not startle. She had known he was coming long before he arrived. Her song faded into silence. "Elwë," she said softly, her voice a whisper that seemed to resonate through the very air. He stepped toward her as if waking into a deeper dream than any Lúthien had taught him. "Who are you?" he breathed. "A singer of the ancient light," she answered. "One who walked beneath the stars before they knew their names." He reached out, not bold, but helplessly drawn, and she took his hand with gentleness. In that touch, their destinies merged. The glade shimmered, time curled around them like a cloak. The music of the Ainur, long silent, stirred once more. For long, they stood there, so long that the Teleri sought their king and did not find him. They called Elwë's name in the forests, but the glade was hidden from all eyes, save his and Melian's. And thus it was that Elwë Singollo vanished from the great journey, and Melian the Maia wove her fate with his. The world shifted quietly with that choice, for through their union, a new kingdom would rise, Doriath, the guarded realm, and from their line would come Lúthien to Nuviel, whose beauty and destiny would one day shake even the foundations of Arda. But that lies in another telling. Here, in the cool, starlit hush of Nan Elmoth, only two stood together, a king of the firstborn and a Maia of the ancient light, their hands entwined, their fates sealed in a single moment of wonder. As my dream lingered on the starlit stillness of Thingol's enchantment, I felt the threads of fate stretching far beyond that quiet glade. For while he remained motionless beneath the spell of Melian's presence, the long journey of our kindred did not cease. The hosts of the Eldar moved westward still, guided by Orome, hearts stirred by the promise of the two trees. Yet there was a hollow in their order where Elwë should have stood, and though sorrow had not yet awakened among them, a certain unease flickered beneath their hope. like wind troubling the surface of a calm lake. They did not yet know how the absence of one beloved leader would reshape whole destinies, nor how the beauty that had ensnared him would give rise to a kingdom unlike any other in Middle-earth. But the dream whispered that the march continued, and that light, even the holy light of the West, cannot be sought without leaving some shadows behind.
Stars he wore with pride, the twilight's call he cast aside. Through the woods a shadow strayed, the forest whispered and he obeyed. He left the halls, he left the flame, the forest whispered her name, her voice like rivers, her touch like rain, the forest whispered her name, her name. Lúthien twined his wandering feet, the air was still, the world complete, her light danced soft through branches wide, time stood still with her as guide. A thousand paths he could have taken, but one song sang and left him shaking. He left the halls, he left the flame, the forest whispered her name, her voice like